You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Buongiorno. Hello, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. Happy Jupiter Day. Probably almost happy Thursday where you are if you are joining me live, or maybe you're finding this video a little bit later. Still trying to navigate the time change, but I wanted to wish you all a happy Libra season live from Italy. I had this idea to show you the balcony view behind me, but the lighting was not playing. So you get a look into our Italian Airbnb. Let me know if you're joining me live, if you can see me, if you can hear me, although I don't know, the chat's not showing up on my end. We're working with the Wi-Fi here, my friends. So hopefully I'll be able to see what you all are saying. So I want to start off with a happy birthday to a famous Italian, Andrea Bocelli. If you've never heard Andrea Bocelli's music, it is very Italian. And now I'm wondering, is he a Libra? Is he a Virgo? This is one of those days where we get to kind of play in between. All right, have a few major transits to talk about today. And yeah, we're going to keep it short and sweet because I'm in Italy. So just wanted to pop on and say hello. We'll start with Libra season. It's here. It starts this Thursday at 6:04 p.m. Pacific time. So trying to do the time change in my head. I'm not even going to try to calculate that right now. But if you're watching on the West Coast, it'll be 6 p.m. If you're watching on the East Coast, it will be 9 p.m. And we have some major transits playing out tonight that you're going to want to know about. So we're going to get into it. Let's just dive right in. The sun moves into Libra. The moon we'll talk about as well. That will be in Leo today. But Libra season. What's Libra season all about? And let me see. I'm still not able to see the chat. So hold on. I'm going to try one more thing. See if I can check you guys out on YouTube. We'll find out. Thanks for rolling with me. I know my peeps, my YouTube friends. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, you guys can hear me. I can see some of the chat right now. So I'll check back in on the YouTube side. Hopefully it doesn't delay me too much. Okay, Libra season. What are our favorite things about Libras? Let's just start there. Libras are the sign of the scales. And what's really interesting is that Libra is actually the only sign in the zodiac that is represented by something that's non-human or not alive, an inanimate object. So the scales of balance, the scales of justice, this is what we think of when we think of Libra season. And from September 22nd today until October 23rd, we're really leaning into that balance. So we can also talk about the fact that Libra season always starts on the autumn equinox, and we're moving from one season to another. We're starting to see leaves change. It's kind of this sweet spot between summer and fall that we're in right now. There's a lot of talk and feelings about balance, and we see the leaves falling, we notice the leaves changing, we notice the beauty around us more because Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love, money, and beauty. And so the Libras in your life or people who have a lot of Libra placements really like to be in beautiful environments and to soak in the beauty around them or create beautiful aesthetics. There can be very creative, artistic people. So you might start to notice over the next month that you're just witnessing the beauty around you a little more easily. Don't be surprised if you feel like sprucing up. I think it's kind of funny that once fall hits, we're like, it's fall, y'all. And we like to decorate our house differently. We like to burn candles and really smell things. Venus is very much about sensuality and the senses. You might find that you want a different wardrobe for fall. You're kind of leaning into that essence of Libra-ness. So let me know if you think that you tap into Libra season in a specific way. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And even if I can't see your chat live today, I will go back and check everything and respond when I can later. Because like I said, I'm working off of Italian Wi-Fi. we're just rolling with it. Or you can always pop over if you're live on Instagram. I can see your comments on Instagram right now. So we're really appreciative of the beauty around us. But Libra also rules our relationships, our one on one relationships. And I think it's really interesting that this is a time when we start to spend more of our days inside. When the weather starts to change, it starts to get cooler. And in this environment, when we are inside more, we start to feel an emphasis on our close relationships, our one on one partnerships. We want peaceful dynamics. Libra is known as the diplomat. So it's really a powerful season for negotiations, for collaborations, for working with other people, bouncing ideas off of other people. And especially because Libra is an air sign, it really activates our mind and opens us up to other perspectives. We explore themes of justice, fairness, equity, balance during Libra season. And that's why Libras kind of get the stereotype for being indecisive because they can see this perspective and they can also see the opposite perspective. It's like, should we do this or this? And you can see the pros and cons of both options. So we're all tapped a little bit more into that Libra energy over the next month or so. What's really cool though is that Libra is a cardinal sign. And the cardinal signs, Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn, are authoritative. They're known as kind of the leaders in the zodiac. So although Libra does get this reputation for being indecisive, they are meant to be leaders. They are meant to be gentle leaders because they are diplomatic, because they can see both sides of a situation. So just remember, even though you're probably going to see a lot of memes and things on the internet about Libras being indecisive and people pleasers, it is really a beautiful thing when a Libra steps into their power and can lead from this place of being gentle and kind of just leading by example, leading from a place of peace and harmony and diplomacy. So yeah, it's like Libra leaders can express their authority in a way that is fair and gentle and is beneficial, hopefully, for everybody. What's also cool when we talk about this duality that Libra brings is that I really feel like Libra as a cardinal sign, again, Libra gets this reputation of being very feminine, ruled by Venus, but Libra is a cardinal air sign, which is actually a masculine energy in astrology because air and fire are both masculine elements. And what I think is really beautiful about the Libras I know in my life, especially the Libra men, is that they can embody both their masculine and feminine in a really balanced way. Because remember, we all have masculine and feminine energies. So Libra invites us to kind of weigh, going back to the analogy of the scales, weigh our masculine and feminine against each other, see how the yin and yang flow with one another. And if we can show up as leaders with balanced yin and yang, with balanced masculine, feminine in our lives, we kind of have this more gentle influence that can be receptive by both the masculine and feminine. So, a lot of things to think about during Libra season. It's a time of year I personally love because the sun is in my first house during most of Libra season. And, it's a fun time. It's fall, a change of season. It's the autumn equinox. So if you have a special way you like to welcome in autumn or celebrate, let us know in the comments and we can all share with one another over the next couple weeks. Maybe you like to do some mulled spices on your stove and get your house smelling like cinnamon and all those other evergreen, all those other fun fall type scents. Um, yeah, it's fall, which is wild. I feel like also I'm just in this like alternate reality right now because it's 9 hours ahead where I am. I'm by the beach. I'm like, is it really fall? But I'm sure once I get back home and I see the leaves on my trees starting to change, I'll want to throw on those turtlenecks and start cozying up on the couch and things like that. So, enjoying the last little bit of warmer weather as Libra season begins, but also looking forward to a change in the seasons. So that's a little overview of Libra season. We have a new moon in Libra this Sunday, and actually, we will be going live from Italy again, making a big announcement and talking all about balancing our masculine and feminine energies, our yin and our yang, during Libra season and beyond with my beautiful friend Jamie of Trek Nectar, who I am traveling with. So we have a really exciting announcement on a way that you can join us in Italy next year. I'll talk a little more about that at the end, but we have one more major transit to talk about today, and then I want to get into what's going on with the moon. Okay, this is one you want to listen up for sure, because powerful insights are possible late tonight. The Sun and Mercury are meeting up in what's called a Mercury Cazimi. This is happening just before midnight Pacific time. So it'll be Friday morning for me over here in Europe. It'd be like 3 a.m. for people living on the East Coast. So, how can we use this energy? It's a brief window. If you really want to tap into it and you live on the East Coast, you might want to wake up in the middle of the night. But what is Mercury Cazimi? We've talked about this before, but essentially, Cazimi is an Arabic term, where it's derived from an Arabic term that means in the heart of the sun. So the sun moves into Libra at about 6-ish p.m. Pacific time. About 5 hours later, Mercury and the sun meet up at 0 degrees in Libra. Remember, Mercury is retrograde, moving backward right now, and tomorrow it will move into Virgo, back into Virgo. So watch for the video that's coming out about that to kind of clue you in on what that energy means for you, and Mercury retrograde going back into Virgo, how we can use that. But right before Mercury moves back into Virgo, we have this very powerful moment called Mercury Cazimi. And when this happens, Mercury, which moves faster than the sun, at least from our vantage point here on Earth, right? Mercury passes through the heart of the sun, and the sun, being the king of the zodiac, representing this masculine energy, gives up its throne to Mercury for this short window, for about an hour, so right between 1 a.m. on Thursday night Pacific time. And when this happens, our mind, Mercury, which rules our mind, our ability to communicate, takes the throne for a moment from the sun. And we can have these supercharged insights that come through. Beautiful ideas can pop up, especially with this happening in Libra. And we can see someone else's perspective more clearly, again, because of that Libra energy. So it's like we get this moment of extreme clarity when the sun and Mercury meet up at 0 degrees of Libra. But what's even more powerful about this is that it's happening on a world point. So 0 degrees of cardinal signs are referred to as a world point. And yes, we're getting into like the nitty gritty of astrology here, but I could see this Friday or even this Thursday as days where we're having global conversations, the world point, bringing things to a global level. So it marks a change in the seasons, right? Globally, seasons are changing everywhere on the equinox, but we could experience conversations happening collectively, big conversations, big negotiations, diplomacy issues. What's going on with Russia, right? With the sun conjunct Mercury, with Mercury Cazimi happening on the world point in Libra, the sign that has the most to do with negotiations. And it could be this collective insight or idea or shift in consciousness that we all experience. Hey there, saying good night from Reno. I know it's late where most of you are, but I know some of you guys are night owls. I don't know how many people are on YouTube this late, but like I said, I the chat's a little funky for me today, so you might be catching the replay of this. And if so, comment down below anyway so I can see how Libra season is going to play out for you, what you're most excited about, what intentions you have for Libra season. I love when you guys kind of put out your intentions in the comments. Use this as a platform to speak them into existence. And we'll be doing a lot more of that on Sunday under the new moon in Libra too. So those are the major transits we're talking about today. Now I want to get into what's going on with the moon. And actually, if you are joining me live, this is one of the rare occasions where there's something happening overnight that you'll actually be prepared for because normally it's like, oh, this happened overnight, but you're getting today's forecast about an hour early, right? Okay, so the moon is in Leo. It is a waning crescent moon. We are in the last, I was like, where is she? Italy. I'm in Italy. I'll flip the camera around for you guys at the very end on Instagram so you can see this view, but the lighting was too crazy to try to set it up that way. Anyway, moon in Leo, waning crescent moon in Leo. It's a time of release, it's a time of surrender, and Leo energy is very expressive, right? And so our expression can be that release under the Leo moon. And it might be asking you to surrender your pride, surrender your ego, all things that are activated when we talk about Leo energy. This is getting all funky over here. Guys are just rolling with it. So release your pride right now, surrender, play, be creative. These are the upsides of Leo energy, and that playfulness, that silliness, that can actually help us further let go before the new moon in Libra in just a few days. At 2 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday morning, the moon squares Uranus. So this really is going to kind of kickstart this energy of change with fall starting, with Libra season starting, but it could come as a disruption or as a change of pace in some way. It could even just come as wild dreams at 2 a.m. if you're sleeping Pacific time when this is happening. But the wheels are turning for me like, oh, what's going to happen today at, let's see, 11 a.m. my time? I'll be on a boat out to an island. So definitely a change of pace. And I will say this is an aside, but being in a completely different time zone has made me really think about how I'm forecasting because so much of my forecast is based on like, okay, this time of day. So if you have any ideas about how to make the forecast more approachable for people in other time zones, I'm all ears. Still, the wheels are still turning on that one for me. So overnight, the moon squares Uranus and breakthroughs are possible, but outbursts, mood swings, disruptions are possible too. Like I said, you might just have some wild dreams. But what's really happening, and actually let me show you on the chart here, is this. So let's see. This will be, I'm like doing more math in my brain about the time change. When the moon is squaring Uranus, you can see it's about to play out here. Actually, we'll just jump ahead a few hours so you can see what I'm talking about because a T square is going to start to form. See that T square, that red triangle in the middle of the chart? So the moon squares Uranus overnight. It brings this disruption, maybe some sort of surprise that happens, wacky dreams, but also the moon starts to oppose Saturn. So that's where we get this T square. Remember, Uranus and Saturn are squaring each other over the course of several weeks. And if you're curious about the energy that's bringing, there's already a video waiting for you on my YouTube channel all about the last Saturn-Uranus square until 2043. It's the transit that we talked so much about in 2021. And this is the last time these planets lock into a 90-degree angle for 20 more years. So it's kind of a big deal, but I'll let you go find that video if you're interested. The moon's playing into that square, whereas Uranus becomes the focal point of this T square, that right angle. And Uranus being the planet of change, the planet of disruption, this really goes to show me, at least as an astrologer, that whatever change happens today is going to be kind of the emotional focal point of the day. Now, with the moon opposing Saturn shortly after it squares Uranus, fears, doubts, limiting beliefs could come up while this change is happening, while these fears are coming up. I don't know if that made sense, but you know what I'm saying. Fears come up when change happens. So that's a possibility. It might just be wild dreams that are a little scary if you sleep through this transit or if you're waking up. It could be that you have restless sleep and you're just tired. Saturn can make us tired too. So that's what's happening overnight, and those are really the only moon transits that we feel today. So it's really going to be that sun energy of the sun moving into Libra tonight because the moon is void from 6 a.m. Pacific time until the end of the day. So it's like we wake up under this energy of change, maybe feeling like a little disruption is going to happen on Thursday morning or anticipating some sort of excitement. Could even just be the excitement of fall when the moon squares Uranus. We're like, we want something different to happen, we're like rebellious, we're like ready for a change. But that can also make people a little bit rebellious, right, when we're a little too ready for a change, if you know what I mean. And you might also just feel like stomping to the beat of your own drum today, doing your own thing. Just give yourself time and space to process if there are any disruptive emotions coming up with the moon squaring Uranus and opposing Saturn in this T square. So the void moon in Leo gives us an opportunity for most of the day to just kind of take a break from the drama, spend the day in isolation or in reflection, and allow things to calm down just a little bit. But yeah, Libra season is almost here, and fall is now here. It's kind of wild. And again, I feel like it's the middle of summer still because I'm by the coast. But yeah, this is fun. This is a fun little, this was the vision when working from home or starting my own business, was to be able to travel and go live from anywhere. And I don't know what the signal looks like on your end, but I'm hoping it's all right. And I'm hoping this message is still coming through. And as I mentioned, we will do another live from our next stop on Sunday for the new moon in Libra, really working with that new moon energy and talking about balance and how you can manifest with balance. It's going to be really exciting and just really like a manifestation realized in a lot of ways for me. So as we wrap up today's episode, I'm going to come back to our affirmation of the day. I see new perspectives with this Cazimi, this Mercury Cazimi on the world point in Libra. It's really opening us up to new perspectives and insights. And if we can keep an open mind, if we can be willing to see other people's point of view, to take a fair and balanced approach to everything we're doing, new perspectives are absolutely possible. So all we really have to do is stay open to them and understanding, and we could have really powerful breakthrough moments late tonight. And we're going to pull from the Cosmic Dancer Oracle, the only Oracle deck I brought with me to Italy. So that's the Oracle deck we get, and see what final message is going to come through for us. But like I said, I'm having a hard time seeing the chat for whatever reason. So I would say ask your questions and I'll give you answers. I'm hoping the chat will be working on Sunday because we will be answering questions just about our trip and how Italy has really taught us a lot about balance and about that Libra energy because, Italian culture, it's very indulgent. Pleasure is a big thing here, especially in these coastal towns of Italy. It's like people are here to, Italian culture is already very indulgent, and then people are on vacation in Italian culture. And I mean, I'm telling you, it's like they give you multiple bags of bread at every meal here. Like every meal you can have pasta, you can have pizza, that's at every restaurant. It's just like so indulgent. But we've also been walking like crazy and exploring, and so there's been this really beautiful energy of balance that we keep having conversations about and coming back to that we're really excited to share with all of you. Any advice for Pisces? Let's see. Any advice for Pisces? Well, with it being the last day of Virgo season, the sun is probably opposing some of your major placements as a Pisces, and you might be feeling that kind of opposition energy, kind of like this full moon moment. Your relationships are probably really going to be activated if you're a Pisces. It's easier if I know your rising sign, but I would say, yeah, relationships are probably coming into focus for you. And Libra season could involve some deeper work for you as the sun is kind of creating some eighth house energy in your chart. So, yeah, focus on your relationships and get real with yourself over the next month, is my advice for you. All right. If you're joining me live, let's go ahead and just take a deep breath all together. Here we go. Breathe in. What do we need to know? Honor the process. I love this. Honor the process. And what's really wild about this is it's a butterfly, as you can see, right? But I have been seeing butterflies everywhere on this trip, literally everywhere. They just have been along my path for like every day. I see at least one butterfly, but specifically in our last stop, I was seeing them like every 5 minutes. It was crazy. So I love that this has a butterfly on it. Feels very, very synchronistic. Okay, here's what it says. Whatever your inquiry, you will benefit from releasing attachment to the outcome and letting go of the need to impress anyone. Instead, dissolve into the experience of the now. Sacred dance is always about the present moment, which transcends any concept related to the end result or final product. After all, the present moment is the only moment there is. Past and future are only ideas in your mind. So what's the rush? If you look deeply, you will see that the best part of the journey is always happening right now, for there's no other time for it to happen. When you look back at this era in your life after a decade has passed, it will be easy to see that not a second went by that didn't glow with mystery and magic, even the most mundane, everyday tasks and chores. So don't miss the preciousness that surrounds and fills you even now. Open your eyes to it, embrace it, and revel in it. When you choose to bring something to life, such as an artistic performance or project, each aspect and each step along the way can be fascinating, fun, and fulfilling. Whether you're setting your intention, articulating your vision, finding collaborators and creative partners, assembling costumes, practicing, or publicizing, see each activity as a fully realized part of the whole, perfect and complete unto itself. Your impulse to create and initiate is likely a compass leading you towards your heart's desire. When you undertake this journey, perfectionism can serve as an obstacle. Hello, Virgo season, right? And hold on, let me finish this. Perfection can serve as an obstacle, as it will keep you from experiencing the expansion and evolution that your soul so dearly craves. No one learns or grows without mistakes, missteps, and failures. So when you set the standard at perfection, you bar your way forward and miss all the fun. Let your heart lead you on a journey and let go of any intimidating standards you may have set for yourself in the past. Joyfully anticipate the destination while going with the flow and fully inhabiting every portion of the process. Remember that your journey is unique to you. Don't let anyone else define what your process should look like. Embrace your own pace and allow yourself to blossom in your own way. Bring this wisdom into embodiment by playing the music you love and walking slowly and luxuriously from one side of the room to the other. Okay, and then it says, let your hips sway, feel the air on your skin, breathe deeply, soak in the unique magic of each step. If you feel so inspired, stop at any point, do a yoga pose, stretch, or a pirouette. Take your time and dance your way to the finish line. There's no need to sprint or rush. After all, you'll want to enjoy every twirl, leap, and shimmy along the way. I love this card so much for Libra season because it's all about being in the present and enjoying the process. And Libra season can really help us find, again, that middle ground between the future and the past, between what we need to do and what we've already done. It's really about finding that stillness in the middle and keeping those scales balanced. So presence is a really beautiful reminder when we are seeking balance that we can find it here in the present moment. And I love how much this card focused on creativity and listening to music and sensuality, because those are all things that we are reminded of during Libra season with this Venus energy of music, of art, of beauty, just like really finding the beauty in our surroundings and in the present moment. And Mr. Elegance, California on Instagram says, it's a beautiful world and you're a beautiful part of it, as are you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who joined me live from Italy. We will be back live on Sunday, as I keep mentioning, but there will be a forecast that goes out tomorrow morning. Let me see. Friday morning. Where am I? What time zone is it? Friday morning, leading you through Friday's forecast and Saturday's forecast, getting you ready for the weekend. And then on Sunday, we will be live from Venice talking all about balance, the Libra new moon, and making a really big announcement. So that will be at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. I hope you can join us then. It's going to be really fun. What we've noticed on this trip, Jamie and I, is that we can just like talk each other's ears off and bounce off of each other really beautifully. So I'm excited for that conversation with her and excited to introduce you to her and get her perspective on balance, because she's a really beautiful representation of masculine and feminine fluidity and like really tapping into the power of both, which is why we love her. And I can't wait for you to meet her. So Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific time, it'll be 5 p.m. where we are, I believe, in Venice. And we'll be coming to you live with a really exciting announcement. So I hope to see you there. Please remember, go ahead and leave comments, say hello. I love to come check and see how the forecast is resonating for you, what your intentions for Libra season are. And if you want to see this view and what it looks like outside this window I'm sitting in front of, yes, you can see our nice little Airbnb, but come follow me on Instagram. I've been sharing our Italian adventures over there every day. And oop, there's my Instagram handle right here on the screen. All right, I hope you have a beautiful Thursday, a beautiful start to your Libra season. I am sending you so much love from Italy right now, wherever you're watching, wherever you're finding this video. I'm so grateful for this community of people who continues to show up for themselves, to show up for each other, even when I'm not physically live with you all like I am now. And I'm so excited for Sunday. It's going to be such a fun episode. So again, 8 a.m. Pacific time, Sunday. We hope to see you there. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, your night, whenever you're finding this video. Motorcycle downstairs is is going to end this live stream with a bang, I guess. All right. I love you all. Until I see you next. Ciao, and stay curious.
Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.